Hey everybody, it's Melly Mel back with video number 2. Staying in your lane. How to choose a woman that's equally developed or doing what you do. If you learn how to carefully select women, then this is going to save you a whole lot of grief, anguish, and pain. I think a lot of times guys select women that are way above them or way beneath them. But we're going to kind of teach you how to get in the middle, how to choose a woman that's equally developed so you guys can have a long-lasting, strong relationship. And the way that you do that is simple. It's simple. You have to do a lot of self-assessments, and you have to be real with yourself. If you are unable to be real with yourself, then you are going to be unable to be reasonable in your selection of women who you want to develop relationships with. Before we go into what I feel like you should do, then I just want to summarize the first video and say that the first video was about how you approach women and things you talk about. First of all, don't have a conversation with a woman that you would not want a man to have with your daughter or your mother or your aunt. Okay? Any other important women in your life. If you're saying things to women in your approaches that you just would punch somebody in the face for saying to your daughter, then it's the wrong approach. All right? Because you want to always treat women like you want your daughters and your mothers and your aunts to be treated. Simple. Live by that. You're going to be fine. Okay. Staying in your lane. What does that look like? What does that mean? Staying in your lane is simple. You want to choose women that are flowing like you're flowing. If you are working on a college degree, then you want to try to get a woman that understands that whole college atmosphere, that understands that study time, has to be a structured time and she can't mess with that time. You want to choose a woman that has a good understanding of whatever it is that you're doing. If you're in school, try to get a woman that's in school, right out of school, that understands. If you are a white collar worker and got to work 15, 20 hours a week, 15 and 20 hours extra over your 40 hours a week, then you want to choose somebody who understands what that grind looks like. Because women are going to demand your time. And when they don't get it, they're going to act up. Okay? And there goes the frustration, the pain, and the anguish. So if you are a jobless man, what you should be choosing is nothing. You should be choosing a chair to sit down to work out how you are going to make yourself productive. How you going to get a job? How you going to do things that is going to make your life positive? Don't go out there and choose a woman without a job, because I have no idea what you guys would do. All right? It's all about self-assessing. Remember I said just being true to who you are. Now, there's nothing wrong with being jobless and choosing women as friends, but that has to be an upfront conversation. Look, I'm in between things right now. I can't develop a serious relationship, so I'm just looking to hang out and have a good time. Remember, we talked about that in the first video. Just laying whatever it is on the table and always being real. Women will just respect that so much. So much. Okay? So now, there's some things I want you to do. I want you to ask yourself. You see a woman that you feel like you might want to approach. The first thing I want you to do is to try to find out what she does. But if you're in a situation where the time is short, you're in a bar or you're at a party, it's going to end and you're never going to see her again, then you're not going to be able to do that. But if you can, try to find out. Once you find out, you can self-assess and know whether or not it's a good match for you or not, based on a few questions that I'm getting ready to give you. So, whether or not you can find out or not, first thing I want you to do is take a minute and ask yourself, how can I make her life better? How can I make her life better? Because that's what it's about. I am always trying to make anybody's life that I have a relationship with, whether it be my son, whether it be my mother, I want to make their lives better. That's my mission. Everybody should have that mission. So you look at this woman, whether you know what she does or not, okay? How can you make her life better? Come up with a list mentally in your head really quick, all right? Can you get down to 5 or 6 things? Are you stuck at 0? If you're stuck at 0, move it on. Move it on. All right? Say hello, buy a drink, whatever. Move it on. Okay? If you did 5 or 6, now you are allowed to go to question number 2. And question number 2 is, what can I do for her that she can't do for herself? And it's not always about money. And it's definitely not always about sex. But what can I do for her that she can't do for herself? Think about it. Make yourself a mental list. Where are you? How's your list looking? All right. Can we move on? You down to 5 or 6? Yes? Then you are ready to move to question number 3. If not, you know what I'm getting ready to say. You know the drill, right? Be a friend or move it on. Be a friend or move it on. Question number 3. Can you stand next to this woman and feel confident and proud? Can you stand next to this woman and feel valued, self-motivated, confident? When you look at her, are you able? You look at your physical, your teeth, your health, your weight, your mental. Are you able to stand next to her and feel like you are a demanding presence in her world? Because if you are not, then you are going to move it on. Because when the dust clears, because you might say, hey, yeah, man, I'm a beast in bed. I know I can make her smile. I can curl her toes back. All of that's great, but guess what? That don't last. In a woman's world, that does not last. It's good in the beginning. Oh yeah. Our hair is standing on our head and we are lit up. But after about 3-4 months, we looking for what else you got. We are. We're looking for what else you're coming with. And some of us looking for it way before then. So if you think that your rocking horse is going to rock you to home base, it will for a minute. But after that, baby, you better have something else for her to play with. Okay? And what does that look like in your world? Can you stand next to her and be the man? Because if you can't and you stand next to her, guess what? You're not going to be the man. She's going to be the man. And then there goes the frustration, the anguish, and the pain. Now, self-assessing, I think, is the hardest thing a person can do. It is really hard to self-assess. Unless you've lived it, and you understand and you're just so real with yourself. It's hard. But you can get there if you practice it. Now, some of you might say that my approach might be a little belittling. It's not belittling. It's called being real. I have been in situations where